Hello, welcome back Scrapper Names fans. I'm up today with my guest design layout for Flutterby Designs blog. So I'm using obviously some of their products today in my layout here. So what you're seeing me do, let's jump straight into it, is I've gotten a purple, I think it's a purple metallic-y gelato with some texture paste and just done the old gelato trick, smushing it in, mixing it around. And then I've pushed it through the he said, she said Flutterby stencil, which is what those little people are that you can see on the page there. So as you can see, I've just sort of randomly placed them around the page. I did have an idea, or they have this layout sort of pre-planned, and decided I'd do something a bit different, go with a bit of a grid form. Now this layout is to go, one of the first pages that are going to go in our 2018 family album, and it is of me, so there are some, you know, not the most impressive sort of pictures, but what I'm sharing is my determination this year to try and get a bit more fit and as healthy as my body can possibly get. And yeah, so I have just shared the first 5 days of that challenge because I'm not great with diets and exercise and all that sort of stuff. It's just not my thing. So the fact that I stuck to it consistently for 5 days is pretty good. I'm now actually at day 10, but that's okay. So what I've done here is up the top there, what I'm cutting is a card from the Everyday Etc. cards. So they're printed on a 4x6, and then some of them are like a full pattern on the 4x6, and then some are, you know, split. And this one was a split one with this little quote piece on one side. So I thought that would be great to start off my layout. Now I do jump back at this, it did go for a while, so I have edited a bit out. So, you know, so it jumps, you can tell it's been edited, I guess, because, you know, some things you just don't need to see. And some of it, I think at the time I was so caught up in what I was doing that I kind of forgot that I had the camera going. So I've put this one on craft foam, and I had made that decision that I would prop up some of these pictures or cards randomly on craft foam, just to add a bit of dimension randomly across the page, add a bit more sort of interest, I guess, and spots to look at. As you can see, I just put that. So there's a photo there, and then there's the two other pictures you see at the top. There is one of a exercise program that I have signed up to on my phone, and the other is a YouTube channel that is of dancing, basically. So it's great cardio. You look like an idiot, but it's great cardio and it's a bit of fun, so, you know, why not? And I do it with the kids, so that makes it so much easier when, you know, it's hard for mums to get out and exercise. So these pieces across the middle here, that's strong, empowered, fierce and brave, and the one I'm pushing down in the middle, and then this pattern one on the side are all, again, those Everyday Etc. cards from the We Run the World collection. Sorry, it is late, and it's been a long day, so brain's slowly shutting down. So as I said, I'm very excited. I got to a guest design for Flutterby. I love this company, and it's Australian, so it's awesome. And Anita's a pretty cool chick, so that makes it even better. So I'll have this project and then another one at the end, towards the end of the month. So keep an eye out for that. I will make sure that the video is uploaded when the blog post goes live as well. So this fierce piece was another sort of Polaroid frame kind of card. So what I actually did was it did have another piece in the middle, and I've just got my craft knife and actually cut that center piece of that frame out, which has some words and stuff on it as well from memory. Because I just wanted my facial expression on this one. I was like, yeah, so, you know, fierce and, you know, getting into it. It suited perfectly. I thought it was just something a bit different, a bit funny. Now, as you can see, I am using my little Tombow glue there just to stick it down. The fine line tip on that worked perfectly for this really skinny edge of the frame. wobbly there. Alright, so next is, as I said, I'm making a bit of a grid around my page. Now, it did cover up, as you can see, probably thinking, oh my god, why did you do all that texture paste? I didn't know that it would cover as much. As I said, I had an idea in my head, then I just plonked the texture paste on there because I just thought it would look really cool. Add a bit of, as it is, add a bit of texture to the layout as well, and just something a bit different. And as you can see, just popping up this one on some craft foam. I didn't do that with all of them. Just, yeah, just adds a bit of dimension. So, as I said, I've started a bit of a health kick. Well, I'm generally as healthy as I can be. I don't exercise as well as I should, or didn't. So when I started this new year off, I thought, right, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to make a commitment. One of my goals is to lose X amount of weight and just to get healthy and a bit more, you know, fit and strong and whatnot. So yeah, so I have decided to do this. Now I'm doing this 30-day challenge with this app guiding me. It's called the Better Rocker app, if you're curious. And it's fantastic. I really like it. It is really challenging, especially for someone like me who generally has a not so strong body, and then add to that just not being fit. But it's really good motivation. I've actually really enjoyed it, and it was only 15 minutes a day, so that's really perfect for someone like me who can't always commit to a long period of exercise, and also gets stuck at times with only short bursts of spare time during the day. So yeah, it works really well. So as you can see, I've used a lot of my wet glue to stick everything down, just because I've got the mixed media, the texture paste there, just to make sure it all really adheres. I do have a bit of trouble, and you'll see me fussing around with that one up the top right corner. It didn't seem to sit properly. I don't think I smushed the glue down enough, and then in the end I sort of do. So I work out that that's what's wrong and fix it accordingly. Now, I debated, that's what I was just doing then with my white Uniball pen. I was going to write and use that. Originally, the thought of that card with the hearts on it was to be a bit of a journaling card. And then I changed my mind because I didn't think the white straight onto that black and white would come through very well. So then I go to try the washi, which is also part of the We Run the World kit. There you go, you can see me. I did leave some of this in for you to see some of the cards that are in, how gorgeous they are. And you know, they're all various. Like there's this really nice florally looking one, and you can see that one next to me there. And then there's others with, you know, these sort of empowering kind of quotes on them and things like that. So it's really quite diverse, which is good. And I decided that because I wasn't using that heart card as a journaling piece, I had to make something. So I decided to make a little tag. I really loved this floral piece and could not figure out a way that I could get it to work in this layout. I wanted it to, but I didn't know how. So what I've done is I make it into a tag. And I think my white Uniball pen has died, so I've used it so much, which you might see me, I might have left it in a little bit. You see me fighting with it to get it to work. I think I edited that part out, and then all of a sudden I have a tag with black pen on it. So I had to sort of suffice with my black Uniball pen, which worked. It didn't run, it didn't smear or anything like that, so that was really good. And you can see it when you're looking at the layout. So phew. Now I'm just playing around where I want this, because I don't want too much that middle texture piece covered if I can avoid it. So as you see me fussing around as to where it's going to go and where it's going to look the best. And there's probably more pressure because this is a design team kind of, you know, something I was looking forward to and got, and yeah, so, you know, there's always that added pressure of making sure it's just right. So just adding a bit of thread to tie on that that tag. Just looked a bit unfinished with a sort of a hole there and nothing in it, so I just decided to add, I think it's blue, might be blue tag. So I did fight with it too a little bit, actually, to get it through the hole, because it was a smaller hole and I'm not great with my hands. So here it is, my Uniball pen, I feel has left the building. So on this layout it did anyway, which is where I really needed it to work. Alright, so just to add something behind that tag a little bit, I'm adding some of these washi strips that, as I said, are coming in the kit with the We Run the World. I really like this kit. My 12-year-old stepdaughter got it off Santa for Christmas. It's a really good, so she's going into high school, so it's really good to help, you know, making sure that, you know, girls and women remember who they are, you know, that we are strong and that we are, you know, tough chicks, and, you know, not to back, you know, that we are tough. So, yeah, I really liked that she got that from Santa. I thought that was a great idea, Santa. You know, especially going into high school, you can have a bit of struggling with your identity and things like that. So this kit was really good for her to be able to scrapbook those things or add it in her journals and things like that. So, which she's already started to do, which is really good. So it's coming in handy. And then I got this roll and I got some. So yay! So this video it's Tuesday night. So this video will go up probably Wednesday morning. The blog post over on the Flutterby Designs blog has already gone up this afternoon. So I didn't have the video quite uploaded and ready for the link to go with that. So if you've seen the blog post, now you can see the video as well. But yes, so today I've had my planner video because it was late because of my darling internet. And then a challenge Tuesday. So this week will be a bit jam-packed with videos for you. This one Wednesday, and then I've got the Arty Fun Friday one as well, which will go up on Friday morning sometime. So keep your eyes peeled. It will be a busy channel for the next few days. Now I am going away next week, so I do plan to have both of the videos that would go up normally on the planner one, probably not, done and scheduled to come up next week for you, so I don't miss out on any videos. But should they not be, I do apologise, and because I'm not going to be home, we are actually going away for the week, which, yay, it's very exciting. It's going to be a big trip too, 8 hours in the car with 3 kids. Oh dear God. We will need a holiday just from that. Yeah, so there may not be any videos next week, but I'm going to work on getting them up anyway as best as I can. Alright, so I've just cut out some phrase quote pieces as well, again from the We Run the World, I don't know why I keep going to say We Rock, We Run the World collection, and come in my kit as well. Now what I'm trying to do here, and it doesn't actually work the way I would want it to, so I think I actually cover this bit in where I try to make the little banner piece for the washi tape. Each photo here is going to have a strip of washi, and then the gold letter stickers you can see to the side, I'm actually going to use the numbers of that to date, like record the day on each photo, so my 5-day journey. So far, as I said, that's a really big accomplishment for me to consistently be able to do that, because I don't like exercise at all. And yeah, so my body is terribly unfit. And I thought it was perfect for this design team share with this kit, because, you know, it's all about being strong and fierce and, you know, those sorts of things. So yes. So that's what you'll see me do here. On each of those photos, they're going to be a number. Did I put one on the top? Maybe that's what I'm doing now. And I had to glue it because some of them, the adhesive come off the back of it. So, which was a bit of a pain, but I did it and it worked. It's all good. So, you know, every time I start a sentence I say so. as I said, I wanted to make this layout a little bit different. I'd sort of, not just because it was, I guess, important to me because it's design team, but I'd done some what I felt, done a lot of 12 by 12 in Project Life lately, so I just wanted to change it up. It's still a 12 by 12, still got some mixed media, but it's in a grid format, so it's not something I would normally do with this. I wouldn't normally probably scrap this many photos on a 12 by 12 layout, so I wanted to give it a bit of a go. I thought about doing Project Life and then changed my mind because I wanted to use all the elements of the kit that I was given as well. So the text, the mixed media and that. So I thought this was the best way to do it. And as you can see there, I've also added some, I think I've missed that before, but I had added some flares as well from the kit. I think one's got black and white hearts on it, and so the other one says something else. I'm not sure. I don't have the layout in front of me, which is a bit of a bugger. But you'll be able to see it in the close-ups anyway, I'd say. Just finishing off adding some bits and pieces to these photos. There we go. Did I add any? Oh, no. I know I'm just moving it. I was trying to remember whether or not I added any like enamel dots or anything, but I don't know if I did next to the numbers. I guess we shall wait and see. So I hope everyone's well. I know in Australia here it is school holidays. Some I think are nearly at the end of their school holidays. We are at our midpoint somewhat. We've only got a few weeks to go and the kids are all back at school. We've got one starting kindergarten, one starting high school, one starting year 6. So it's going to be a big year, I think, here in this house. But I do hope you're enjoying your holidays. It's not too hot where you are, and in some parts of Australia it seems too cold. We've had snow even though it is like summer. Canberra has been not so great in the last few days. It's been really cold, back to the winter clothes. But yeah, we've been warming up a little bit, and it's supposed to get hot and really hot again over the weekend. No wonder I have a sore throat. This weather is just crazy. So yeah, I'm hoping everyone's got some scrappy time at some point and not going too insane if you have children at home. So I'm just using some of the little tabs there that, are part of it as well. They either have a little saying on them, or it's got a pattern on it. I think I'm deciding where it goes. Where do I put it? I must put it on the side there just to make another extra little bit. It's my tag. Sorry. As I said, I have a really sore throat. Alright, so what I'm going to do is write under here what these pictures are, so they don't, in years to come, my children look through it and go, what on earth was she doing? So just writing a bit about that there. A little bit of journaling on the side of this photo. So as you can see, I don't have any, I have my tag, which sort of has journaled overall what it is. And then I've just some little snippets here and there across the layout, just because there's some, when I think back, I think that in years to come when, we're looking through these albums and we might see this, my kids might be like, what the hell is she doing? Like, what is the fitness marshal? Why is she, got this crazy face here, or, whatever. So I always like to explain it a little bit so they know what's happening. Hopefully they keep some of these albums at least to preserve the memories of their childhood. So I do add another one. So this is the second tab off that piece. I think one of them says Girl Boss. I really liked that. I was going to use the little 3x4 card. I think that's got 4x6. I think it's 3x4 card that's got it on there, but I couldn't figure out how to make it fit. So I think I am potentially nearly done. I see a pen. What am I doing with the pen? Oh, I wanted to add the date. So I am snipping off some of this white lined card from the Everyday Etc. cards and just using it to pop that in here. It was so funny, after I finished this video and this layout and sort of packed everything away as I do, I didn't realise that I hadn't actually stuck that down. So when it come off, I was like, oh, missed a bit. So I had to put it back on. Whoops. Lucky it wasn't a vital detail, I guess, to the layout. So I just put January 2018 just because each day is a different date. Yeah, and I started it in January, so yeah. And, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, I check back in at like 6 months' time. For me, checking back in at 6 months' time personally and looking back on this and seeing how far I've come, I might do another layout with some pictures of me and how far I've come now. I didn't want to do progress photos or anything, because I'm obviously sharing on a major social media sort of page, so I didn't need to see my bits hanging up. Alright, so here are my close-ups. I do hope you've enjoyed my ramblings and this